What's up, Amplify and Thrive volunteer staff? Hey, I just wanted to take a minute or so to encourage you and to thank you for all that you're doing in our youth ministry and the impact that you're making. And I wanted to remind us, a couple of weeks ago we had a staff meeting on a Thursday night, and we talked about a few of the things that we're really going to focus on in this next semester of youth ministry. And one of our big pushes that we want to make is what we're calling Lead Small. And a lot of where we're pulling some of this material from is through a real simple book called Lead Small. And I have a couple more copies. If you don't have one and you'd like one, just let me know, and I'd love to get this into your hands. It's a great resource, it's a simple resource, and it's really practical for what we need to be doing in youth ministry. So what do we mean by leading small? Well, we have a lot of big things that we do on a Sunday morning, but how do you go from the big thing that we do to the small moments of impact and transformation? Well, that's really what leading small is. It's going from the big to leading small, where we really end up making a huge impact. I mean, if you just even think of the most important moments of your life, many of them have probably happened on a small scale. Maybe there wasn't as many people in the room. Maybe it was with a small group or a mentor or something like that. And so I think the challenge for all of us this semester is to ask the question, how am I leading small with the number of students that I know or that I have relationship with at our church? How am I leading small? How am I encouraging them? Maybe you only come twice a month on a Sunday program. Hey, that's awesome. So how can you multiply your influence by the way that you lead small? Well, the first thing, there's 5 principles to this leading small idea, and we're going to cover a couple of different videos for all of them. Our first one, be present. That's right. Number 1 is just showing up. If we want to lead small, we have to show up. We have to be present. We have to be around. Students have to know that they can count on us to be there. And one of the first ways we do that is by showing up on Sunday morning. I want to encourage you, we have our 9:30 a.m. program meeting to let everybody know kind of what's happening. And then 10 a.m. we rock and roll, and we have a lot of games and a lot of fun, but those are only as good as, even the message is only as good as your presence as a youth staff member. And so how can you be leading small? How can you be a little bit more intentional in the weeks to come? Well, how do we be present? There's 3 things I want you to remember is, number 1, being present by showing up predictably, meaning our students can count on you to be around. Now, for some of us, we may not be able to be there every single week and at every single youth function, and that's okay. But as long as our students have the sense that I can count on Uncle so-and-so, or I can count on that staff member, we're doing exactly what we should be doing. Show up predictably. The next part of being present is showing up mentally. We break down into small groups just about every week, and it's an important part of what we do as a youth ministry, because we take the big idea in the large group setting and we boil it down to a smaller group for our students to process. So when students are talking, or maybe they're saying something, but you feel like the Lord wants to direct the conversation in a different way, well, be there mentally, be present spiritually, and just lead that conversation full of grace and love that I know is in you. And you know what's going to happen is our students are going to feel safe, encouraged, and you're going to be able to increase your influence in their lives. So being present, showing up predictably, showing where they can count on us, showing up mentally so we're not checked out and while they're talking we're planning our week or anything like that. And thirdly, showing up randomly. Now, for some of us, maybe we have the flexibility in our schedule for a handful of students that we meet with. Maybe we do a life group with them, or we take them out to coffee randomly. Maybe we show up at a baseball game or one of their sports functions. Maybe at the very least, you just show up randomly by sending a text or an email. Something so simple. It almost seems too easy, and yet for our students, knowing that they have a caring adult in their life, in combination with parents and aunties and uncles, it's a really big deal. So I want to encourage you, be present, Show up predictably. Show up mentally. Show up randomly. And let's really take this next week, 2 weeks, to really focus on how can we be even more present for the incredible youth that we serve every week. All right, thanks guys.
When the morning comes, I'll pray.